Joining us, Professor of Forensics at Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, and star of Body Bags. Joe Scott, you have investigated over 1,000 death scenes. You have collected blood at scenes. You have observed transfer, spatter, pooling, droplets, you name it. You have found the tiniest amount of DNA at scenes and collected it. Now, the defense is stating that this is male DNA, at least one of them being blood. I'm curious, Joe Scott Morgan, how is it that they know it's male DNA?
Well, it's because of the markers that are contained within our DNA molecule that differentiate between male and female. So that's relatively easily narrowed down. And do they still have it? Is it something they can go back and do further testing on this?
Back to Howard Bloom joining us, author of When the Night Comes Falling, a Requiem for the Idaho Student Murders. You state in your recent article that you fear that Bryan Kohberger has, let me quote, committed the nearly perfect crime. Why do you say that?
Because the evidence against him is largely circumstantial except for the DNA. The only really condemning evidence against him is after he's arrested, they do a cheek swab. The DNA from that cheek swab matches the DNA on the knife sheath. That's it. Everything else, the car, they never have him behind the wheel. They never get the license plate of the car. The cell phone triangulation, well, that's just 10 miles. The eyewitness allegedly for Dylan Mortensen, that's been impugned. So on and on and on. And if the defense can create a story now with this new blood evidence in telling another scenario, another possibility to the jury, it could be effective. In fact, in court, it was Judge Hippler himself who said, after hearing the defense make the statement about the DNA, are you saying that Kohberger had people helping him, that he had accomplices? He raised this issue. And if he's able to articulate it, it will, I think, land very squarely in the minds of the jurors.
Bloom, wait a minute. He only said that, obviously, because Ann Taylor's argument isn't making any sense. She is saying, I guess, jumping on your train, that two unknown mystery men either helped or framed Bryan Kohberger. He's saying it just like I said it. Is that what you're saying? Just like when I said, what's next? Little green men from Mars beamed down and helped out. He is trying to get his mind around the defense claim. Are you saying that two men helped Kohberger? That this is a big murder conspiracy? Either helped him commit the murder or tried to frame him? He's saying it just like I'm saying it right now. Is that really what you're saying? No, I don't read anything into that except incredulity.
Saying it because he also raised the question of a Franks hearing. He did not rule it out. He had to give it more thought. And I think, I'm not saying it's what happened. I'm saying this is an effective story. Ann Taylor is a storyteller.
Okay, hold on, Bloom.
Tell a story.
You know what a Franks hearing is, right? What do you think a Franks hearing is?
It's to impugn the evidence that the police gathered to get a search warrant.
For probable cause, okay? And he responded with incredulity at that very claim, that the search warrant and the arrest warrant were not supported by constitutional PC probable cause. Listen to what Hippler says.
Judge Steve Hippler and Kohberger's lead defense attorney Ann Taylor seem to be at odds over DNA found at the crime scene. The defense wants investigative genetic genealogy evidence used to identify her client suppressed. The question being, is there an expectation of privacy for DNA left at a crime scene? Judge Stephen Hippler says he struggles with the idea that there's any expectation of privacy. Hippler added that the DNA found on the knife sheath is probable cause every day and twice on Sunday, and Taylor disagreed.
There you have it. I mean, Bloom, you can sit back in your easy chair and write books and articles as interesting and as informative as they are, and try to interpret what the judge is saying. But his words are, DNA on that knife sheath is probable cause every day and twice on Sunday. Bam!
And what did he say after that? He said, hold your calendars free because we might want to have a Frank's here.